The Pastronaut, Josh Dobbs, is officially a San Francisco 49er and will come in to back up quarterback Brock Purdy. Now, we all know his story. We all know how he's moved around and all the different types of things that he's had to do to gain his footing in this league. But he did join Adam Schefter to discuss why the San Francisco 49ers, and not only why, but he reveals how much he respects Brock Purdy and where that respect first came from. It's great to hear from Josh Dobbs, who's going to be in this quarterback room with Brock to kind of get a bit of insight into what he was thinking before landing in San Francisco. Take a listen right here as Joshua Dobbs talks about all the different things. And hey, coaching, maybe he has something to learn from Kyle Shanahan. Take a listen as he joined Adam Schefter on his podcast.
And it's a coach quarterback league. So I want to ask you a few quarterback questions. Brock Purdy, you're going to be teammates with him this year. What do you see when you watch Brock Purdy play?
Man, he plays like efficient football. Like we played him in Arizona, and that's why I respect it so much. I think, I mean, one that we stopped him once. I think he was like 31 or 34, 300 yards and a couple touchdowns. Now he does have a great cast, but at the end of the day, like he has to be the decision maker and the driving force of the offense. And the way he makes good decisions, takes care of the football, and plays just efficient, clean football. Like you might not go out there and make the wow play all the time, but he's going to go out there and put his team in a great position to be successful. And that's what you have to do, especially in the Shanahan offense. And then obviously, especially when you have some really good weapons around you. And so that's why I've respected seeing how he's been able to quickly do that from the first year, getting thrown into the fire, because I know what that feels like. And then be able to go to the NFC Championship game, have one injury away from going to the Super Bowl, and then go to the Super Bowl the next year in the midst of obviously all the people trying to say, he's a game manager, yada, yada, yada. At the end of the day, he wins football games and he plays efficient football. That's all you can ask for. So that's why I'm most excited about just being able to obviously, provide my perspective on what I've learned throughout the league and be able to assume whatever role that looks like this upcoming year, but to be around that and that coaching and that type of player and that type of room and that consistency, I think it'd be really good for me. And I'm excited to see what I'll be able to add and help the team with for this upcoming year.
So you know what? When I heard that you signed with San Francisco, I had a thought that I could totally see you as a coach there one day.
Really?
Learning the Shanahan way, which has been successful in this league, which has produced a number of head coaches like D'Amico Ryans and Mike McDaniel and Robert Saleh. Like I could see you going in there, taking to that. And I have no idea whether you have any aspirations to become a coach one day or to become an astronaut. But I could see if that is something that appeals to you, that this year having a profound effect upon your career in that regard. Any interest there?
I get that question a lot, and I've gotten it a lot recently just by the nature of the coaches I've been around, like being around Coach T, Mike Vrabel, now going to be around Coach Stefanski, KOC, and now Shanahan and San Fran. Like people ask me like a lot of my perspectives on the different coaches and different organizations, but also what I want to get into coaching. Like at this stage, I wouldn't say getting into coaching has crossed my mind. Like not to say like I think I'm too good to coach. Like no, not at all. Like I respect NFL coaches and the grind, how much they pour into it. Man, I love football, and I played football since I was 5. But I have like cool interests off the field that I also love, and that also, after my career would take up, time, and so like obviously like football takes up all of my time right now, and so as you transition, in the next 5, 6, 7 years into what life looks like after football, I'm still deciding like would coaching be a route. So my mind is open, but right now I'm just like taking an opportunity to be able to learn from those guys, learn ball from those guys. Obviously prepare myself for opportunities on the field to go out and play quarterback because I've shown I can do it. And then if the coaching route happens, it happens. But I'm just trying to like maximize this stage of my career, and it'll set up everything else afterwards.
I thought it was kind of ironic that Josh Dobbs said that when he played the San Francisco 49ers when starting for Arizona, I believe around week 4, he talks about that's where he really understood what Brock was doing within the offense and where he really gained that respect for him, just in regards to decision making, efficiency, and getting the ball out on time. And it's funny to me, and I said it's ironic because that's where I felt the same way for Josh Dobbs for me personally. Watching Josh Dobbs low key carve up the 49ers defense with good decision making, on time, efficiency. That's where I really gained a ton of respect for Dobbs. Now, I already appreciated Dobbs' game heading into this, with how he performed in Tennessee and kind of the situation that he was already in. I had already had a high level of respect, but I don't think understood his game that deeply until I watched him play the 49ers. So again, I find it ironic that that was the game where he was like, oh, okay, Brock's for real. And kind of really got the true understanding of kind of what Brock was doing. And again, it's one thing to watch from afar, but when you get to see up close and personal, it kind of puts everything into perspective. And again, you hear about why Josh Dobbs just respects Brock, everything that he's been through. It's pretty cool to see, and I really do think that this quarterback room is going to be a special one. So I think he's going to provide a pretty solid element to this whole room. I think he's going to add an element to this team. I think this is a match made in heaven. Again, is why we were kind of hyped about it from the second we heard the news, but being able to just kind of gain the insight into how he views Brock, why he views Brock the way he does. And of course, not only that, but coming to pair up with Kyle Shanahan and learn this scheme, especially coming, from Kevin O'Connell, with the Vikings, and then Stefanski with the Browns, all run offshoots of Kyle Shanahan's scheme. So he already has an idea of what it entails and can come in here and kind of hit the ground running. So I think it's pretty cool. I thought it was pretty funny, the part where he was talking about potentially coaching, and I think he was really trying to say, I'm not really interested in coaching, without saying I'm not really interested in coaching. He's saying basically, I have a lot of other interests outside of football. Right now, all my eggs are in the football basket. All my time, everything that I'm doing is going into this. I understand there's such a limited window before it's all over. And then I can start the next chapter of my life, whether that's in football as a coach or doing something else that I think he likes outside of football. Will Dobbs be a head? Will he be a coach? I don't know. I don't know. It's too early to say. But kind of listening to his answer does feel like he's got other things he wants to do. Maybe like conquer the stars, as the Pastronaut maybe would. But anyways, I think it's a great signing. Cool to hear from him. Kind of give some insight on Brock, Kyle, all those good things. Let me know what you thought about what he had to say in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.